Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone, my name is Nahdah from class A. Today I'm gonna explain about our last meeting session, which is to discuss about cross-cultural understanding. And on this video, I will talking about cross-culture of Finlandia. This country isn't often heard by Indonesian people, so now I will show you the culture and the lifestyle of Finlandia through the cultural differences. And in this session, we will discuss a few points about what you should know before you visit Finlandia. Number 1, history and system of Finlandia government. Number 2, Finlandia lifestyle. Number 3, the beliefs and attitude of Finlandia people. Number 4, Finlandia language and accent. Number 5, typical foods in Finlandia. And the last point, number 6, dress and season in Finlandia. And before we go any further of Finlandia culture, let's look at Finlandia history and system of government. Finlandia started during the last strange period, approximately 9000 BC. After the last Kallasari period, the culture of the Stone Age is best known in Finlandia, Kinda culture, Kransazer, Snarkami, Kukkonen, and Ulda. Meanwhile, the Bronze Age began from 1500 BC. And the Iron Age starts in 500 till 1380. Finlandia first fell to the Swedish Empire in 13th century. The Swedish arrival in the beginning with the spread of Christian to Finlandia peoples. After the Finlandia War of 1809, Finlandia was forced to submit to the Russian Empire and had its own autonomy. The nationalism of Finlandia that began to appear in the 19th century, and at 1917, Finlandia free from Russia. And how about system of government of Finlandia? The Republic of Finlandia is a Nordic country in Northern Europe. Base measures 337,030 square kilometers with a population of about 5,526,774, runs a government with a semi-presidential system. The current Finlandia president is Sauli Niinisto, who served from 2012 to the present. Meanwhile, the prime minister is Sanna Marin, who served from 2019 to the present, and she's placed as the youngest minister at the moment. She's 34 years old. Finlandia lifestyle. As we know, Finlandia is the happiest country in the world. Finlandia at the first place, this report is released by the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network. They note that the Finlandia make up 6 survey variables, which is capital's gross domestic products, social welfare, life expectancy, freedom, amiability, and anti-corruption. John Butner, New York Times books writer, says that the Finlandia have free access and they're close to the health services. Then, to connect with higher expectations of health, Heikki Pananen, founder of Happy or Not from Finlandia, said that the Finlandia people able to interact outdoor in spite of very bad weather. They have strong security system, also free access to education. And this is the indicators that make the Finnish the happiest country in the world in between based on social and political structures of their country, such as number 1, in this pandemic, Finlandia tackled public health with state taxes. The whole population has the right to use public health care and to be protected by the Finnish social security system. Well, if Indonesia produces out taxes in the interest of development, then Finlandia is more public health. This makes the concern of the Finlandia populations a little less about health costs. But from this, we can conclude that a healthy problem in Finlandia is a moral thing, not economic. Number 2, Finlandia also has a profound sense of self-prosperity. As we can see, this small country of 5.5 million people is concerned about the performance of society, education, human resources, and the welfare of children. In Finlandia, premature education through a college is afforded in comprehensive schools, and Finlandia premature schools are free charge. Well, it's very different from our country. In addition, Finnish appreciates the teaching community by making sure the teachers get the best training at very good pay.
In our system, everything is free for the students actually. We don't collect any money from the parents.
We want our schools to be equal and have the equal opportunities to arrange the education. So therefore also the finance system need to be equal and treat equally all the schools.
Number 3, a good balance. At the meaning, Finlandia people very appreciative of balance between leisure time and work time. Unlike Indonesia, which we are aware of their time balance isn't stable, this is because the lack of employment in Indonesia to the projection a lot of unemployment as a result. Thus, who don't have a regular job have to work long hours to make ends meet. Some people work overtime and some people not even work at all. Number 4. In Finlandia, personal space is enormous, which means the Finlandia people take great thoughts around them, especially strangers people. While in a line at the market, sitting in the bus, they will position themselves at a distance of about a meter. From this, we can conclude that the Finlandia have always maintained their privacy very well by giving each other space and not creating a crowd. So how about Indonesia? We prefer like creating a crowd and gatherings, right? Number 5. Finnish people are very private. In addition to giving a large personal space, if you visit Finlandia, don't take a picture or information of people without their permissions. This can include impoliteness, and if you encounter it, it could be prosecuted. Unlike Indonesia, taking picture at the moment has become a social norm. Number 6. You must be used to calling your elders with honorable names like Sir, Ma'am, Professor. But instead, the Finlandia people don't need such a call of honorable names. They are more accustomed to calling adults by name only. Number 7. Honesty is very high in Finlandia. The people have good sense to not doing anything bad. Therefore, Finlandia has a very low crime rate. The Finlandia minimize those who check a transportation pay card because their trust and honesty are so great. But instead on Indonesia, we have been seeing criminals everywhere. It's because an honest and caring attitude hasn't been inherent in everyone. Number 8. The recycled trash in Finlandia become one of the lifestyle that should be applied in Indonesia. The Finnish people are managing each piece of trash into few categories. Some trash can be exchanged for gift cards so that their environment becomes clean and comfortable. Number 9. The Finlandia people are known for their timely habits, the most on-time people in the world. Making an appointment with them should become on time. For example, you set 7 o'clock at the station and trains, so they were there at exactly on 7 o'clock. Go early. If you're gonna be late, just say you're gonna be late. To Finlandia people, time is everything. They don't waste the time to unimportant things if they could be filled with something useful. Number 10. Do you think what makes Finlandia as a country with the best educational system in the world? It is said that Finlandia routinely outshines the United States in reading literacy, science, and mathematics. Even Finlandia always has the best place in the program for International Students Assessment Survey, whereas schools in Finlandia have the shortest durations in any other countries. They don't even do the standard tests like most countries do. According by World Economic Forum, that Finlandia has a functioning educational system because the structure evolved from so many principles. In addition, students get the freedom to choose their educational path based on their interests and talents.
60 cents.
How much change?
2 euros and 40.
Some play a raucous version of soccer. Some play basketball. The facilities in this school are just amazing. Outside, we saw an ice skating rink, and in here, where the kids can play at lunchtime, there's a ping pong table, a pool table, a room full of bean bags and couches, and there's even a PlayStation in the corner.
Number 11. Celebrating Failures Day. In Finlandia, failures is okay. Even they have a day of national failures on October 13th, that there's a warning so people can evaluate the mistakes they have made. From that celebrate, the work entrepreneurs come to schools to tell of the significant failure they have had. One of their inspiration was Jorma Ollila and Peter Westerberg. The good thing is to be able to wake up people to the wisdom that makes them stronger. Then, Finlandia have unique child support. The Finlandia government has a present box for every baby to be born. The unique box is filled with diapers, baby food, baby clothes, toys, blankets with instructions to care for the newborn baby. Even a pregnant mother get the right to choose the box or replace it with 114 euros in the case. The last point, Finlandia have a various of unique sports like carrying wife. The executive command gives a minimum weight of a wife is 49 kilograms. It's called Wife Carrying World Championships, and it happened on every summer. The other sports like throw phone, mosquito hunting, playing glitter in the air, and trousers. The 12 points up explain the differences in lifestyle between in Finlandia and Indonesia, and it seems to be true, guys. Based on 12 points, Finlandia is the happiest country in the world was correct. Have you ever heard a sentence that says the desire of Finlandia people to avoid is a general sense that was rooted in Finlandia culture? Finlandia people always avoid a small talk of other cultures, and it's not usually necessary to please foreign colleges, tourists, and even their friends. Finlandia people have a mindset: if there's no important topics to discuss, there wouldn't be conversations. Small talk with close friends, nothing. Interaction with barista, it's just an order. Watching other people on the streets, nothing. If you are visiting Finlandia, probably before you know it, you will be the only loader on public transportations. Finlandia is a country of 2 million saunas, which is enjoyed naked, and the Finlandian people seems don't have problem with that. But instead, in Indonesia, small talk becomes one part of communication with around people. Observing people's behavior has also a common factor among Indonesians. If Indonesian people focus on actively communicating in meeting, instead Finlandian people made the silence a communicate mouthpiece. Finlandia people are egalitarianism. Finlandia people know quiet and accents, but they are also very warm and sincere persons. Until now, the most language that used by Finlandia people is Finlandia, Swedish, and English. One example of the Finlandia cross cultures is the use of the subject communication. When English and Indonesia communicate with a good grammar and permanence, so the Finlandia communicate by reducing the subject in a sentence. For example, I go to the store to buy a food and milk. Finlandia, Minä menen kauppaan turn into ostan sieltä ruokaa ja maitoa. Why Minä or me isn't used? Because word of osta or buy in Finlandia language, if we added alphabet N at behind the word, that will form a sentence. Ostan or I buy. It turns out that Finlandia isn't only famous for their tourist and cultural diversity, but also for its appetizing cuisine. Some of these foods are mandatory for you to visit Finlandia. Some of them is Karjalan pikarat, Poron karistis, rieska, silijaudet perurat, and more. Turns out, otherwise known as a culinary delight, Finnish are filled with extreme flavors. If you guys go to Finlandia, you will find a candy named salmiakki. Then you will be surprised what the feels after trying. But I'm very confused. This black candy that have ridiculous salty taste become a Finlandia favorite food. But instead, in Indonesia, people tend more carefully in sorting out flavor foods. Finlandia has quite a variety of weather because they're located in zones where tropical and polar air meet. Then the weather in Finlandia changes quickly, especially in winter. Like most human social habits, the dress of Finlandia people also adapts to the condition of the season. Summer in Finlandia offers a great warm weather. They usually wear comfortable and wearable clothes. Besides that, they enjoy the season of sunbathing on the beach, take a walk, exercise, and take vacations. On the other hand, in the spring in Finlandia, they wear warm clothes because of extreme cold. If autumn comes, the Finlandia people are traveling in their winter clothes, a thick coat, gloves, scarves, enough to insulate their bodies from the cold and hot winds. In the winter, where Finlandia is covered in deep snow, the people and tourists go to ski resort, to surfing, to fishing stations, a dip in sauna, and other winter activities, of course in warm and thick clothes. When we compare with Indonesia, which is a tropical country with only 2 seasons, dry seasons and rainy seasons, the public also tends to wear more comfortable clothes when these 2 seasons come, because weather in Indonesia is not too extreme, so style dress it's not too thick and not too thin. However, some Indonesian people have more styles of attractive fashions, no matter the season of the weather. Well, up here, you guys have any idea of the exciting cross-culture between Finlandia and Indonesia, right? On the basis of social life, trust, attitude, food, language, dress, weather, and various other aspects. We need to know, friends, Finlandia rank is the most stable, secure, and best government in the world. A socially progressive and anti-corruption state, the police force, and has a healthy financial system. The cold seasons and the lack sunlight can create acute feelings and depressions, but not to Finlandia. Regardless of the conditions, Finlandia's achievements as a happy country are high in life expectancy and social support and the love of their culture. If we look back, there's a lot of positives we can take of the culture's differences between the two countries, such as good garbage management and how they manage time. There's other things that we're trying to play in our country. By being more aware of other country cultures, indirectly we're encouraged to be more aware and understand the culture of our own culture. The better we understand our culture, so the wider opportunity to introduce our country to the world. How, friends? Don't you want our country to be forward and happy like Finlandia? Therefore, from now on, change new habits that could taint the nation's name and start training ourselves to further preserve the culture so that we and our next generations can enjoy better days in the future. As a capable generations, let's counter the cultural differences with number 1, learning communication skills and language, and number 2, appreciating cultural differences. As Samuel Johnson would say, I understanding my own country much better when I stand in the other culture. Let's together preserve the culture and respect the other country's culture. That's all I have done this time about cross-cultural understanding in Finlandia. Thank you for the opportunity. Also, I apologize for the words of words and age. See you at the next presentations. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.